Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday. I actually knew what day it was. How about that? It's a miracle. See, miracles can happen. Anyways, yeah, it's Thursday, and I'm just kind of phoning it in today. All right, to kind of close out the week. We're going to pull one from the dragons, and then we're just going to do messages from the fairies. So, yes, and my brain should be back on track by next Monday. I'm working on something for next week, so I'm a little excited about it. And, yeah, so it should be good. Anyways, all right, so good morning, older sibling. So first and foremost, I just want to send good vibes out to everybody today. You know, people dealing with stuff, people dealing with milestones, people dealing with, health issues or their friends' health issues or both. People with just dealing with the fact that it's Thursday and not quite Friday yet. Just sending all the good vibes out to you because, sometimes those days just hit differently and they're not fun. They're not fun at all. So I'm wishing you all the best, and I'm wishing you all an amazing day. Okay, so let's get rolling. Let's get rolling for the dragons. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here from the dragons. Let's see if they want to say anything. Maybe it's a unicorn kind of day. Okay, I was told the dragons, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh, maybe that one's it. I know there was a card trying to get out, so. That's so funny. I'm still carrying the New Orleans deck. The New Orleans deck really wants some love, doesn't it? It's really, really wanting some love today. Well, we'll do that after. All right, so, ooh, the wild child. The wild child. Look at that cute little dragon. Being all dragony. I'm trying to find, where's the head? Oh, there it is. Is that the head? Oh, there it is. It's right there by her shoulder. I was like, it's like a camouflage. Look, that's an excellent hairpiece. Right? Right? Just pull your hair back. Just clip that dragon in. So, the wild child. Never let the tame ones tell you how to live. Your inner wild child is always calling you back to remember who you were before the world told you who you should be. Just as the dragon never apologizes for its fire, you should never apologize for the wild child that roams the forests of your heart. Give yourself time in nature, surrounded by all the elements, to bring yourself into your own element. You were born untamed. Endeavor to stay that way. To me, it's complete spontaneity, right? Or the things that you believed in. The gifts that I have myself, they were kind of frowned upon when I was younger. Because, I was raised, Catholic, and, in religion, everything I do is suspect and woo-woo and the devil, but it's not. Believe it or not, it's not. There are people on here who will watch this and go, it is. It's not. I work from a good place. I do believe in God. I have an entire spirit table. But, the Catholic in me still is in there. You can take the girl out of the church, but you can't take the church out of the girl. So we're the Catholic. So, and I think I have just a renewed, I'm a lapsed Catholic, 100%, but I think I just have this renewed spirit in it because the last pope and this pope just give me hope about the future of the church. So being more open-minded, being, more embracing. So good morning, Muddy. Embracing more. So, so the wild child card I think is perfect. Don't let people stifle you. If they did in the past and you're an adult now and this is still something that you want to pursue it. I pulled a card for myself this morning. A spirituality card, and it says, sometimes you are going to take bits and pieces from different spiritual teachings. There's still a part of me that's very Catholic. There's a part of me that, just really enjoys reading about, like Buddhism or just any kind of metaphysical teaching that just kind of reminds us to just be good people. I mean, but there's a lot of things that you can believe in. I believe in the Norse gods. Okay. I believe in like Isis and Pele, and, even though God sits at the head of my spiritual table, and, if you're a person that doesn't believe in anything, like that, if you're an atheist, that's just as fine too, because, what people should not be able to force you to believe what they believe. Okay, they should not. And this is kind of a segue, because we're going to talk a little bit about this on Monday. Well, not a little bit about this. We're going to talk a lot about this next week. But people cannot force you. This is why some kids, when they're raised religious, very religious, tend to skirt away from religion. Not all of them, but a lot. My dad was raised in a hardcore religious family. I mean, like, let me just say, this is one of those religions that gets teased about all the time. But yeah, now he's and I found out this is actually a term. Now he's an agnostic atheist. So I always said an agnostic or an atheist, but it turns out agnostic atheist is an actual term. It's a person that isn't quite sure, but does believe that maybe there's something out there, maybe. So, and then I've known other people who have just kind of been raised even in the Catholic religion, like myself, right? I'm a lapsed Catholic. I mean, sure, I really kind of skirted away from the church for a while, but like I said, this new Pope and Pope Leo and Pope, oh my God, Francis, sorry, Pope Francis. They bring me back, they bring me back because they're trying to make the church more open, more accepting, of everybody across the board, not just, they're living the truths of Jesus, right? Not just, what somebody made up along the way to scare people into religion and hating other people, because that's not what religion's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about loving one another and teaching one another and being kind, right? So if you were a wild child, continue to be that wild child. I know for some of us that are getting older, being a wild child requires a nap during the day, sometimes before activities, but when I was younger, I used to nap beforehand, but, I took for granted all the naps I took as a child, all the naps I was forced to take as a child. And that's another thing, right? When you're forced to do it, you don't want to do it, but when you choose to, you're like, oh yeah, this is like the best thing on earth. It's so relaxing and refreshing. But, and sometimes we just need it. Sometimes we just need that reset, right? But yeah, so, just do what you need to do. Go with your flow. All right. Go with your flow, not someone else's flow, your flow. So that was the wild child card. And like I said, I don't know why I'm still feeling this deck needs attention. A lot of attention. Wow. There it is. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. So this card was on the bottom and I saw it because someone said, look at this card. I didn't know this card was supposed to be for everybody. All right. So end of a cycle. Now I know someone who's going through something very personal today, and, you know who you are. Okay. You know who you are. They're going through something very personal today. And, this is like a 24-year, cycle in the making that kind of peaks today, 24 years later. And it's like I said, this one's not my story to tell, and I know that they feel a little awkward about it. So if they do watch this show, I just want them to know that this shows you that this is from the person who you are mourning today. Okay, they're telling you that 24-year cycle of getting to this point, it's ending today. And I had a feeling a card would come up for this person today. So this is showing you that from today on, live. I know it's hard. I know what you're going through. I mean, I don't know what you're going through because I haven't experienced it yet, but eventually I will. And mine will be a very progressive cycle as well. But this is the end of your cycle. And this is telling you that it's time you know, to move forward. And yeah, this person has done a great job moving forward, but today's hitting harder than, you know, it has in the past. And there's very good reason why it's hitting harder than it has very much so in the past. So for you person, for you person out there, just know that tomorrow is a brand new day. And tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your life. Okay, the first day of the rest of your life. And that's exactly what would have been intended by the person that is being mourned today. You know, so, all right, so let's read End of a Cycle. That's the number 7 card. 7's a good number. 7 is 1/3 of 21. You're all like, yeah, thanks for the math lesson. I know. So anyways, I'm probably getting eye rolls at this point. So anyways, Hurricane Katrina signifies the end of an era in an unexpected and uncomfortable way. Ta-da! The hurricane led not only to the devastation of well-known comforts, but also to the beginning of desired growth and forward movement. Many times it is necessary for things to fall apart in order for them to come together. If this card has shown up in your reading, you can expect that your comfort zones have been shaken up. The good news is that whatever your perception of change or loss is in this situation, there are wishes about to be fulfilled on the horizon. Focus your energy on the things that you do have control over. Move forward step by step instead of trying to create the entire plan in advance. There will likely be things that arise during this time that can be perceived as setbacks. But if you focus on what is in your power, this experience, while not the easiest, will still prove to have a positive outcome. So, you know, I mean, this is kind of a generalized thing, not just for this person I was talking about, but I had a feeling when this card came up, it's like, oh, I know who that is for. So anyways, you know, Hurricane Katrina was very upending, right? I mean, it kind of changed the face of New Orleans. But here's the thing. So older sibling and I used to watch this show. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was a really good show. And it was about paramedics, right? And it was in Louisiana. And it was actually in the New Orleans area. It was in the French Quarter. So anyways, but New Orleans rebuilt, right? I mean, they went through this horrible thing. Their entire city was basically underwater, but they rebuilt. People came together. People came together for one another, rescuing their neighbors, just taking whoever had boats were going down, through the water and rescuing people from their roofs. Not even first responders. Some of these were just people who said, look, if we're in dire straits, they got to be in dire straits. So let's go do something. And they came together and rebuilt as a city. Now, if you've been through something, gather your people, gather your tribe together. And, just sit there and say, hey, you know what? I need a little bit of uplifting. Or if they need uplifting, be there for them. Be there for them. I know it's difficult and know it's hard. We all go through situations that are incredibly upending sometimes. But when we have the people that care about us and around us, don't go tight-lipped. Talk it out. Talk with them. If you don't want them to say anything, just say, you know what? I just need you to listen. I don't want to hear anything. I just need you to listen because I have a lot on my mind. Or sometimes maybe they just want to sit with you and not say anything at all. Even if it's on the phone, sometimes that's just comforting to know someone's there and someone's with you and you're not alone. And, in whatever it is that you are going through. The end of a cycle means that this period that you have been through is literally just that. It's the end of the cycle. You have reached the pinnacle. You have reached that moment that says, tomorrow I go with the flow again because this thing is behind me. It may not be behind you emotionally. It may still hurt from time to time. It may still come up going, whoa, you know what? This is something that so-and-so couldn't do, but I can. And it doesn't take away from the pain. It doesn't take away from the emotions that this brings up. But it reminds us to live for them. To live because of them. And in some cases, if they were assholes, to live in spite of them. Okay? So, hey, you know what? A little bit of something, a whole lot of everything. I never said these were going to be pretty. So, You know, and we have the fairy cards coming up in a second. And I'm telling you, fairies, there's not a lot of gray area with fairies. Okay. They are either on your side or they're like to you. All right. That gray area is if you're trying to get back on their good side. So always try to stay on their good side. All right. But the point I'm making with that is that a fairy will only walk away from you if you're being an asshole. Okay. It's a give and take. And that's how life is. Life is a give and take. Life is going to take things from us. And it's going to feel crappy. It's going to feel lame. It's going to feel icky. But we live in spite of it. We go through those emotions. We feel those emotions. And whenever they come up, you know, if they come up a week from now, if they come up 2 months from now, honor those feelings. Because it reminds us why we're continuing forward. It reminds us why we're pushing forward. You know, when memories of my mom comes up, it's very, very difficult, you know, and, you know, my dad's not getting any younger. He's finally starting to get better, but he's not getting any younger. And like I said yesterday, I've even told him this. I have no illusions of you living forever, but try. I told him, I said, I'm not ready to lose another parent yet. And I know that, and, you know, he's reminding me, he's like, well, that's not up to you. It's like, I know, but as long as it feels that way in my mind, let's just keep it that way. So, you know, life is going to happen, and it's not going to happen on our time. And that's the sad fact of it. So we make the best of it. We make the best of it. So if you are feeling like you are at the end of a cycle, maybe you're at the end of a healing journey, maybe you're at the end of a relationship, maybe you're at, you know, maybe you've just become what they call in Britain redundant, which means you are jobless. I like that better, right? When you're made redundant instead of fired. All right. So it's kind of like, it just sounds nicer. I don't know why. It's like, it doesn't feel like the prettiest word, but it feels better than saying if you're fired or laid off, you know, you become redundant. So, so there you go. And I'm not laughing at your situation. I'm just laughing at my stupidity. But, end of a cycle doesn't mean the end of your life. It just means that particular part of this adventure of your life is behind you. So how do you build on it? How do you move forward from it? I can't tell you that. Only you can decide that. But you have to decide when you're ready to step out of the end of the cycle. Some people get wrapped up in it and some people get stuck in it. I get stuck from time to time and realize, whoa, you know, why are you still, you know, like circling, you know, it's like circling the drain, right? Like that one thing that just won't go down and you're just like, come on already. So, you know, you keep trying to push it through, you keep flushing or you keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. And it's like, finally, resistance can be disruptive. So if you can, go with the flow. Actually, not even if you can't, just do your best to go with the flow. That's how you move through. That's how you push through. Okay. And like I said, honor those feelings that come up because they're your feelings and your feelings matter. Your feelings are important. I don't care what other people say. Other people say like, well, you just need to get over it. Well, they can fucking get over it. Okay. You do what you need to do. Just don't get lost in those feelings. Don't get stuck. Okay. So those other people that don't get it are just people that learned how to push it down and move forward. So don't listen to them. If you need someone to talk to, come talk to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to slurp there. Slurp. It's been a while since I've had a proper coffee. Oh, now that damn song's going to be in my head. That's a great song. Older sibling. Like I said, it's like 100 years old now. I guess the Andrews sisters did it in the 40s or early 50s. And then Anna Gasteyer did a new version. It's great. It's great. It's like the biggest tongue twister ever. But, you know, but it's the reason I also tried Turkish coffee and it's amazing. It was amazing. Like, wow. You guys are needy today. Oh, great. I feel like there's one more shuffle in this. No, come on. Seriously? Wow. All right. Well, let's see if we can get through all. Oh, my God. And one more fell out. I think that one's for me. Dietary change. So I'm only saying that because I got a note from my doctor. So apparently when you get older, your cholesterol gets all kind of crazy. And when you don't eat right, it really doesn't work out well for you. So I told my doctor, I said, is this something I can change on my own? Because I really don't want to be on another pill. I'm on 2 medical pills, okay? I'm on my antidepressant, so I don't go crazy. And I won't go crazy. I'll just go numb. And I'm on a thyroid pill because apparently, runs in my DNA. And thanks, Mom and Grandma, for that one. So, yeah. So, you know what? If you need to make changes, make changes. I'm going to get blueberries today. So remember those shakes I told you about that my dad accidentally ordered? He drank one. Seriously. He's all, I don't want them. You can have them. And it's just like, okay, I'm going to make smoothies. I told older sibling, I'm going to get some milk. I'm going to make these into smoothies, so that I don't binge eat. Like when I want something sweet, go eat something healthy. And then I saw him drinking one. So I just wanted to try it. Then I told him my smoothie idea. He said, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea." So apparently we're going to be on a health kick in this household for right now. I know. This is my summer home. Okay, I can't wait to go home. But whatever works. So improve your diet and your life will also improve. Actually, my life's improving without a new diet. So take that with a grain of salt. But it can also improve physically. Your physical life will improve. All right. Your physical life will improve. You can bend down, tie your shoes. I have to tell you, when I lost that ton of weight before, it was like, oh my God, I can bend down and tie my shoes and still breathe. I know that sounds dumb. And, for some people it'd be like, well, yeah, but it's like, you know what? Weight is difficult. And sometimes there are medical reasons. Sometimes there are emotional reasons. So if you see someone who's a bit thicker than you, don't be mean, be nice. And all you thick people, when you see skinny people, be nice, okay? Don't be mean. Everybody's fighting their own battle, all right? Everybody's doing their own thing. There are people who are comfortable being thick. There are people who are comfortable being thin. And then there's everybody else who just wants to be one or the other and just kind of gnaws at each other and is mean. So don't be mean, all right? So there, dietary change. I hear you, fairies. I hear you, Poppy. I know, Poppy's one of my fairies. I know. Think of me what you want. I don't care. It's those little lights that you see sometimes out of the corner of your eye when it's dark. That's right. You're being watched. I'm sorry. I don't mean to scare you. Really. Oh, look at this one. Okay, first of all, these remind me of the dwarfs. Look at them. They're so cute. They're just like, yeah, gold. Woohoo. Business venture. Trust and follow through on a business idea or career opportunity. Business idea. So, follow through on it, on a business venture. So let's see. You've been seeking a career change. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay. You've been seeking a career change and you desire self-employment. This card signifies that your recent business ideas are valid and that you can trust your intuition with respect to your career. You'll soon receive an offer for a new job, promotion, or other career opportunity. Take the time to meditate upon your true professional desires as several options are becoming available to you. Additional meanings, your new business will be successful. Take action in the direction of your career dream. Write down and act upon your ideas for a new business. Trust your gut feelings about your profession. A positive career change is in the works for you. Your current business is experiencing a healthy transition. So I've been trying to grow the Aloha Perspective too. And I am so lost on how to do that. Like seriously, I am. I thought, wow, this would actually be a pretty good brand. Everybody else does Aloha stuff. Why can't I? Right? I'm not just born in Hawaii and raised in the Hawaiian culture. I'm actually a bloodline Hawaiian as well. So, very little, but still, it's there. If you have a business venture in mind or you have an idea or something, and if you have any ideas for me, please throw them my way. In fact, I want to congratulate Baby Sibling. Baby Sibling got her first paying gig. She does these great reels, right? So she does them for her boo, her significant other, because he's working on creating a fitness business. Very, very good at this. And not only that, I told her, I said, one of my favorite things about him is that, he doesn't shame you, whatever size you are. He actually responds to your negativity with kindness and say, you know what? I don't want to hear you say that about yourself again. We'll work on it. So it's very it's a very kind approach, which a lot of people don't take, so kudos to both of them. But yeah, she got her first paying gig, and she does it for her own work too. So I'm very, very proud of her. That's her business venture, and I believe it will be successful. She's like a social media genius. I'm telling you, tomorrow's her birthday too. So next card. God, let me see, how many are there? Seriously. You needy people. I love it though. I love it. All right, we got to blow through these though if I want to keep it under an hour. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And remember, I forgot to read the Oracle guidelines today, but I only come from a good place when I do these. So let's see, do some research. You need more information about this situation. Look into it further before proceeding. Okay, some of these we're going to read the book, some of them we're not, because some of these I think actually go with others. If you are looking into your business venture, if you are looking into creating that business or expanding your business, do the research. Okay, do the research. You want to make sure someone else is not doing the same thing. If there's a patent involved, look and see if it's already been created. If there's a story involved, if you're a writer, okay, seriously, there are no original stories, so just write, all right? Don't copy someone else's work, but just write. Whatever's in your head, okay? Not because you saw a movie, not because you saw a TV show, but if you've had this idea swirling around in your head, just put it out there because the world will want to see it. If it is nagging you, do it, okay? But do your research, okay? You don't want to, even if it's a fiction story, if you're going to add in historical stuff, do your research. If it is a business venture, make sure someone else hasn't done it. Do your research, okay? And also, if it's something that you do want to create, do your research. How can I make this, come up with all different kinds of ideas, brainstorm it, pros and cons, okay? Pros and cons, and then put it together. So there you go. Whatever it is that you need to do, do the research on it. The next one, you've got the power. I've got the power. Seriously. I'm actually feeling a lot more like I did when I was younger and I didn't stumble into my healing journey when I was just crazy. And not crazy, but I mean crazy fun, right? But anyways, you've got the power. Okay, I'm not going to lie here. I'm going to show you this. And this kid, because I've seen pictures of her when she was little. This reminds me of Laura. It really does. It reminds me of older sibling. Just, hey, look, something to balance on. Let's go crazy. I'm an athlete. Crazy athlete. Hockey, gymnastics, equestrian rider, blue ribbon equestrian rider, if I might add. That's right. This girl. She did everything. She did everything, but she's also a little daredevil. Like, she still wants to jump out of a plane. I don't know why. She's like, we should do it. I'm like, no, I'll be on the ground waiting for you. That's not a desire of mine. So, I'll fly in a plane, but I don't see the point of jumping out of a perfectly good plane. So no, I will wait. But anyways, use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. Use your abilities to solve the situation. You can be doing. I know. Sorry, Muddy. Muddy says, okay, now I'll be singing I Got the Power all afternoon, and I'm heading to a funeral. Well, I don't know what to tell you there, but first of all, my condolences on your loss. And secondly, I was trying to figure out how to make it fit together, but you've got the power to bring love and joy to this family and peace to whoever, to this person's family. So you got this. I don't know what I was going for this, ended up with this and this. So anyway, this is one of those days. I'm just happy today. I can't help it. I woke up feeling good. Oh no, you've got the power. See, I'm singing the song in my head and I'm looking under the eyes. You've got the power. You drew this card as a reminder that you're more powerful than you realize. Perhaps you've been feeling victimized lately. Well, the fairies want you to know that regardless of your age, size, or education, you've got incredible personal power. Even though the fairies are tiny beings, they channel the force of God in the universe, and you can also use it to resolve an issue, heal yourself or another, or manifest your material needs. All you have to do is believe. Yes, trust and believe. Let go of blame and focus upon solutions. Conduct energy healing work, especially through your hands. Engage in strength training exercises such as weightlifting. Follow your inner guidance to resolve a situation. Become an activist Become an activist for an issue that's near and dear to your heart, and speak your truth to yourself and others. There you go. Next one, winter. The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So whatever it is that you were trying to manifest now, yeah. So, just a church member who was an elderly lady. I'm okay. Okay. Well, there you go. You've got the power. You've got the power. See? Thanks for making that one easier for me. So, yeah. It'll get you through the day, right? She's you sitting in the pew doing this, and people are like, what is happening with her? What is she doing? She's our musical baby. So, but yeah, by winter, okay? I know you're like, by winter, it's only the beginning of like tomorrow, right? Or Sunday is the beginning of summer. But, don't fret. Okay, don't fret. Because it says by winter. It doesn't say in winter. It says by winter. Okay, so it may either happen to you during winter if you're going to be, I can't believe it's waiting until winter. Or if you start trusting and believing now, then by winter, everything will be in place and poof, you'll be on your way. Okay, so, pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. I don't know who needs this. For anybody that may watch this later or never, I'm waiting to be an auntie. Again. I'm waiting to be an auntie. I know. They're all my cousins, but, in many cultures, we either call them Miss or Mr. or Auntie or Uncle. In Hawaii, it's just easier. Auntie, Uncle. You don't know their name, Auntie, Uncle. I've even heard my aunties and uncles say that. If you don't know my name, just call me Auntie or Uncle. But I am embracing the role of Auntie very, very deeply. And I'm waiting for one of my cousins to give me a frickin' niece. Okay. I mean, I love the boys. Don't get me wrong. I love the boys because I love sports and it's fun and, they're very engaging and whatnot. But sometimes you just want to dress the girls up in cute little Disney princess stuff. So, and then turn him into a tomboy. Yeah. And Shell loves to get the girls into sports. So anyways, especially hockey. I love hockey. But yeah, pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. It ain't my kid, all right? I may still be having my cycles, but I'm 53 years old. Not happening. So whoever needs this, whoever sees this, this is either a sign for you that something is going to happen for you, or that whatever it is that you're aiming at, it will happen. So just hang in there, trust the process, and hope for the best. Okay. I don't want to guarantee this for anybody, but just know that you're on the right track. Okay. And, also if it's, an unintentional pregnancy, don't let anybody talk you into whatever it is that they think is best for you. You do what's best for you. Okay. You do what's best for you. Grab your tribe, have them circle the wagons and help you through this. All right. So, yeah. So best of luck to everybody. Seriously, I mean that sincerely. Easy does it. Wow. That looks fun, right? Let's go swimming with dolphins. Easy does it. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Wow. That feels very personal. That feels very personal. I'm very bad at that. I've tried to control every aspect of my life since I was younger, and part of that was trauma based, and the other part of that is I'm a Capricorn. So, we can't help it. We are not, we're not bossy, and we're not control freaks. We are leaders. That's what helps me sleep at night. I'm a leader. So anyway, stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. But you know what? You don't have to be a Capricorn to be that kind of person either. All right. Astrology out, period. There's a lot of people out there who do try to control things, type A people especially. But a lot of times it's due to trust issues. A lot of times it's not believing. A lot of times it's just fear. right? Control a lot of times is fear-based. And if you do not want to, if you want to manifest things, if you want to make things happen in your life, you have got to let go of control. I know it's hard. I know it can be difficult, but it is absolutely 100% necessary to let go of control. Going with the flow can be hard, but it can also be kind of fun, right? I mean, say you're on say you're like, hey, yeah, let's go river rafting, okay? When it gets rough, you're not going to sit there and go, river, stop, okay? You are not Arwen from Lord of the Rings. You cannot control the river, okay? You go with the flow. You just do what happens. That's why you wear the safety jackets, right? So if you fall out of the ship, fall out of the boat, fall out of the kayak, whatever it is, the raft, if you fall out of the boat, you're still floating. Just go with the flow, okay? The more you struggle, sometimes the worse it gets, right? It's just like quicksand. If you struggle in the quicksand, you're going to get sucked down faster. So don't get stuck in quicksand. But you see my point. My point is, the more you struggle, the deeper you dig that hole. And then at some point, you're going to have to figure out, when do you stop digging? When you hit bottom, do you keep digging, or you go, wait, okay, now if I go with the flow. So go with the flow, okay? Just rise above. Let's see. Easy does it. Just as a dolphin rides the waves with joy and ease, so will the waves of your life carry you if you'll just relax and let everything flow. You drew this card because you've been trying to force something to happen, and the underlying fear has created blocks and barriers for you. Take time to go outside in nature to help you relax. Let go of the situation and watch how quickly everything you desire occurs. Now remember, when we talk about desiring things, okay, manifestation, intentions, prayers, however you claim it, always remember this or something better, because something you desire may not be meant for you. But what is meant for you will come. Okay, sorry. What is meant for you will happen, and it will come. But you got to be patient. So remember, this or something better. So when it says here, watch how quickly everything you desire occurs, like say it's a very specific person or maybe a very specific house. Well, someone may have already had that house. Somebody may already have that person. Do not go after somebody else's stuff. The house maybe, because sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, I'm not that attached to it. Sure, you can buy it. But when it comes to people, no. All right. Don't entangle yourself in someone else's web. All right. Just leave it alone. Okay. Don't create that, because that can be bad karma. So, yeah, when you say this or something better, just know that, what is meant for you will come to you. Okay. So, next card. Oof. Hey, look at that. We're almost to the bottom. Love life. Well, weren't we just talking about this? The basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. I'm one of those now that little cynical. I'll believe it when I see it. But they are cute. Look how cute they are. They're like, she's like, yeah, look at her little foot. Like, oh, trying to be all cute. But anyways, yeah, I'm just going to read this one because I think I'm a little too cynical to deliver an intuitive message on that one. You've drawn this card because your love life is somehow involved in the question that you've asked, and the fairies can help you understand this connection if it's not immediately apparent to you. This card signifies that a change for the better is in the works for your love life. Additional meanings for this card: love your life is a way to bring healing energy to the situation. A new love proves to be an important person in your life. You're ready to meet your soulmate. Ooh. A breakup is imminent or has just occurred. You'd like to get married. Communicate with your partner about a topic that's bothering you right now. Ask the fairies to help you connect with your soulmate. So there you go. You have all these different things that you can do. You can ask your fairies or your higher powers. And remember, for those of you who don't believe in fairies, fairies are nature angels, right? So angels, okay? So just look at them that way, nature angels. So you can ask them to help you bring in your soulmate. I'll ask, see what happens. Maybe by winter. Sorry, see what I mean? I get so bitchy when it comes to love life stuff. But, and I don't mean to be. It's just I've been single for so long, I don't know how to not be cynical. But I think this is one of those cases where we need to go with the flow, right? I'll put myself out there as an experiment, all right, and see what happens. I will open myself to love, and I will trust the process, and I will believe, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I will be your guinea pig. Okay. And, hopefully we don't have to wait by winter, but but like I said, by winter means anytime between now and then. So just take deep breaths. Okay. And if there was a breakup that occurred, just remember that, let's go back to the other card, the end of a cycle. Okay. Honor the emotions, honor the feelings. If you're the person that broke up with someone, still honor the emotions, honor the feelings. If you were the person who was the person broken up with, again, I repeat, honor the emotions, honor the feelings. But this is not the end of the world. Okay, I know it feels like it. I know it's devastating. I know it's heartbreaking. And there's a lot of pain that goes with it. But, don't make any bad decisions. Don't make any bad choices. Just figure out how to go with the flow. And like I said, when those moments come up where it feels painful, honor those feelings and honor those emotions, because they're yours and they're sacred and they're special and they are important to you. And as you're honoring those emotions, figure out how to heal it, how to put love back into your life. When it says here, love your life as a way to bring healing and energy to the situation, sometimes what happens is we lose our self-love. Self-love is reminding you that just because this didn't work out doesn't mean it won't with somebody else. Sometimes each relationship that we're in teaches us a lesson that we carry forward with us, whether it's something new that we learned or maybe it was a behavior, that may have caused whatever. So, we learn things from this. If, I don't know, there's so many different ways that we can look at this that, and it's not always easy. Okay. It's very, very hard. It can be very, very hard. So, and even with a love life, maybe you've lost somebody, maybe you're grieving, maybe the person that you loved with all your heart passed away. That's another thing that we don't think about. When it comes to love life, right? My parents always said, if I die, keep living, keep living. That was their thing. Then they talked about it a lot. I hated it when they talked about it because it's like, no, don't die. But, they wanted each other to keep going forward, to keep living their lives, to keep doing whatever it is that you did. It doesn't mean that you did not love the person that is no longer in your life. It just means that you are still here and you deserve to be happy as well. Okay, so don't hold back, all right? Don't feel like you're betraying them, and don't listen to the outside voices. Sometimes there'll be people out there who go, I can't believe that blah, blah, blah. It's not even been this long or that long. It's like, you know what? You know what you shared with this person that is now gone, and that's all that matters. All that outside chatter, that's just them unable to get over themselves and get over their hump. So just tune them out, all right? So, love life. All right, I'm your guinea pig. Let's see what happens. I don't even know how to guinea pig that, right? Just say, okay, I am open and trusting to love. I shall go with the flow. Your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. Hey, look at that. I just said I'm open to finding love and now it's within my reach. By winter. Sorry. I've seen other people do this on YouTube, and it's so funny because I only do these as filler shows. This is not my thing. I do have an Etsy store where I do Ho'oponopono rituals and Reiki rituals and all this stuff, but I don't do readings and all that stuff. I just offer healing services. But just I think about how immature I am when I'm doing these. So, it's just kind of like they're serious. Not serious in a bad way, but I take this seriously. I do take this seriously, the messages I give, but I just roll with whatever is coming out of my mouth. So, yeah. And sometimes you got to keep it light and fun, right? So, especially when you're going almost an hour long. So your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. So have faith. All right. We're going to read this one. Wait, sorry. Was it everything is working out in your favor? Yeah, no. Shoot. I know. Sorry about that. That was my fault. So busy talking. Oh, your desire is within reach. Your desire is in reach. There we go. Your fairy sent this card to assure you that your prayers have been heard and are being answered for the universe is working behind the scenes to help you. Although you may not yet see the results, they're almost visible. Just as a seed germinates below the surface prior to sprouting it into a plant, so are your desires evolving into reality. Have faith and trust that everything is working in your favor, because it is. We talked about this yesterday, right? The lotus flower. So we talked about personal healing and personal growth and self-love as being like a lotus flower, even us, right? Because we germinate in a dark space and then poof, you know, we come out into the light. Thanks, Mom, and the birth canal. So, but we never think about this in the sense of relationships, right? Let's talk about relationships. We've talked about everything else when it came to the lotus flower. But relationships are seedlings. They germinate over a small meeting and they slowly grow. But you're still kind of in the dark, right? You're still not sure where you're at until you guys make it official. So you never know where you're at. So you're still kind of in the dark. And then when it becomes official, it's like this thing blooms and it blossoms. So, and you know, sometimes it blooms and blossoms and then maybe you go your separate ways, or sometimes it blooms and blossoms and you stay together forever. And I know for a lot of people, forever scares them. So, you know, you may be a person that says, I'm dreaming of forever. And you may have the other person going, oh, forever scares me. Just take it one day at a time. Okay. Every relationship I was ever in, I was already planning my wedding by the second date. Because I thought that's what love was. I was so determined to fall in love. I was so determined to have what my parents had that I didn't live my own life. And, you know, and I'd been cheated on. And I mean, I never told them this stuff. But the problem is I put 1000% of myself into this, but I lost who I was in every single relationship I was ever in. And that's not their fault. That's my fault. Because I let it happen. So don't lose yourself. Just be yourself, but go with the flow. Don't think more than maybe a little while ahead. Don't plan your future 10 years from now. Okay, just see what happens. And if you two sit down and say, hey, where do you think we'll be in 5 years? Then talk about it. But it has to be something that you communicate together. You don't want to push someone out of their comfort zone, but you also don't want to be pushed out of your comfort zone. So find a way to walk that comfort zone together, you know, and grow something beautiful. And don't worry about, oh my God, are they going to break up with me? Or what if this doesn't last? Just go. Every time you have that thought that where you start worrying about something, I do not wish to manifest that into being. And just go with the flow. Take each day, one day at a time. Okay? One day at a time. That is an important motto for people in recovery programs, but it is also an important motto for life itself. One day at a time. Because that's what you're doing. You're learning how to walk a course together. You know? So you've got this. I believe in you. Okay? I believe in you. And last but not least, whoa, look at that. Travel. I want to travel. Sibling and I need to travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. That's funny. I wanted to go to Baltimore because that's halfway to the actual Guinness brewery. And they have one in Baltimore. Haven't quite yet gotten to my Mecca, which sounds terrible. I mean, no disrespect by saying that, is going to the Dublin Guinness factory or brewery. I can't know why I call it a factory. It's a brewery, distillery, whatever it is. I know my goals are so small to some people. They're like, that's your Mecca. I know. You would think it'd be the Vatican, right? I mean, I'd love to see the Vatican, but, yeah, I'm going to pit stop in Ireland, Dublin first. Okay. But also I have some roots in Ireland. I do. I have roots. I know. Doesn't look like it because I'm half Filipino. I'm half Asian. So, it covers up all my other stuff. It covers up all my other stuff. Yeah, so I know I have a lot of British. Actually, I have more British blood than I have Hawaiian blood. Isn't that hilarious? But yeah, I have a lot of British and European in me. But I even have African American. My great-great-grandfather. No, great-great-great-grandfather? 2 or 3 times great-grandfather. One of them. But yeah, travel. Travel. So now you know my desires. I'm such a simple person. What can I say? Travel. I would love to go back to London. Problem is they may not be able to make me leave. So I know. You know, I was recently watching this video on YouTube about this guy who he's an American expat who lives in like the Highlands of Scotland. And he's all, I love America. He's all, I love where I was born. But he's all, my soul has always felt like it belonged here. And that's how I feel, right? I love my country. I don't love who's running my country right now, but I love my country because I was born here. I'm very patriotic. And which is why I fight so hard against what's happening with this regime that's in power right now. Forgive me, but it's the truth. But my soul just felt like it took a deep breath and an exhale when I was in England. Is that weird? Maybe I had a lot of lives in England, past lives. I don't know. But anyways, travel. I love this. Look at the picture, right? She's putting little lights on all the antlers. I love that. It kind of reminds me of like the Highlands of Scotland, right? With the deer and all the movies that you've seen on the Queen and all the deer just, you know, standing in the distance and the bucks. So this card shows that you'll soon be traveling to an important destination where you'll learn and grow through new experiences and discoveries. Perhaps you'll visit a spiritual power place such as Machu Picchu or Stonehenge. I've been to Stonehenge. And I have a story for that. Or you may go to a location where you'll meet a significant person or even find your new place of residence. Sorry. Be open to your heart's inner stirrings about travel and ask the fairies to help you with the finances and details. Most of all, enjoy yourself on your journeys. So additional meanings for this card. You'll be traveling in your new career. Ooh. Your life purpose involves taking people on tours or holidays. You know, that's a thought. Be a tour guide. Go camping or hiking. Revive your relationship with a loved one with a vacation. Take a retreat to renew your soul and spirit and push yourself out of your comfort zone. You know where I'd really like to go right now? I'd like to go back to Sedona. Sedona, there is something magical about that place. I don't know what it is, but there is something freaking magical about that place. I have been to Stonehenge, but my dear, dear friend, I stayed with him and his wife for a couple of days while I was in England. He's actually from England. His wife, Cheryl, is from America, but they moved back there. So, and they've been there, God, they've been there, holy moly, older sibling. They've been there for 22 years now. Whew, that's a long time. So anyways, gosh, can't believe it's been that long that they moved away. But anyways, he took me to Avebury. Avebury, you can actually touch the stones without having a special tour. Stonehenge was magical. As we were approaching it, I could see it from the road, the roadway. I don't know what they call their freeways. Maybe they call them freeways. I have no idea. But it was stunning to read all these things that I've read over the years and to see it and to have my magical moment with the sheep. Thank you, Mr. Sheep, for coming over. It blew my mind because it was right there in front of me. But when we went to Avebury, you can actually touch the stones there. The entire town is in a stone circle. And, you know, we went through old graveyards. I learned what the boot scrapers are. You know, like these weird things that you see in front of doors. And you're like, what is that, a doorstop that doesn't move? No, they're boot scrapers to scrape off the mud. Who knew? Who knew, right? I live in California. It doesn't rain here. And when it does, it doesn't rain where I'm at. So it seems to rain everywhere but where I'm at. But yeah, where I'm at actually, though, we don't get a lot of mud for there to be boot scrapers. So, yeah, so it was amazing. If there is a place that you need to go, that you want to go, ask your higher power. Ask your fairies if you believe in them. Ask the nature angels. Ask your higher power. Make it happen for yourself. I planned that entire trip in less than 3 months. And it all started with theater tickets. All right, which ended up being a theater ticket. Sorry, older sibling. I owe her a trip to London. So, you know, and she has roots. She has roots in Scotland and Ireland. So, you know, she looks more like it. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I tell people I'm Irish and they give me like, what? They do a double take like, Oh, what rock did you hit your head on? But oh, that I have one more funny story. I'm sorry. You know me, a little bit of something, whole lot of everything. When we were at older sibling's stepmom's funeral, her best friend and her former boss, because they were all retired at that point, Mr. Emer, finally met him. Very, very kind man, but very kind of rough around the edges if he doesn't know you. And I wouldn't even say rough around the edges, just blunt. Okay. And, my dad doesn't like funerals, so he did not come up with me, but my mom came. My mom came to help older sibling, you know, even though, mom looked at older sibling as like another daughter. So, you know, so she came up to help as much as she could with Gladys's funeral. And so, you know, Mr. Emer was also Irish, but he's like, well, I'm going to miss her fiery Irish temper. An older sibling looks at him and says, well, you know, Shelley's Irish. And the first thing he does is he looks at my mom. My mom's the Filipino. My mom's the Asian one. He looks at my mom and then he looks at me and my mom's all, her father's the white one. So her father's Irish. He's the white one. And I'm just like, why would you look at her? But I get it, because he looked at me and then he looked at my mom and he's kind of like, are you sure? Or are you just dreaming this? It's like, no, dude, I wouldn't make that up. It's like, you know, I'm a half-breed, so I'm a Hoppa kid. Yeah, I know people hate the term half-breed, but I am a half-breed. Everything that people try to use to hurt me, I just embrace as a title. I've been called the C word for no reason. I've been called the C word for defending people. And when people call me that, I just say thank you. It offends everybody else, but I'm just like, thank you. It's like you earn it, right? You have to earn it. And so, yeah, I know. I mean, I can be an asshole sometimes, but the 2 times I've been called the C word, I was defending somebody else. That is a badge of honor. So anyways, I know. I'm going to leave you on that note. What a note to leave you on. So anyways, just go be yourself, go with the flow, enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, have a safe weekend. Going with the flow does not mean making bad choices, okay? It just means let yourself breathe, let yourself relax, and enjoy the moment. That's what going with the flow is. It's enjoying the moment. It's enjoying what is happening around you. And opening your eyes, looking up from your phones. Put your damn phone down, okay? I know I'm bad at that too. I have to remind myself. That's why I like pants with pockets. I'm pointing at the pants that I'm wearing with pockets. Because I put my phone away and I look. Okay? I look around. So do that. Do that for yourself. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Have a safe, wonderful weekend. I will see you back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. I got some big stuff planned for next week that I'm going to be working on throughout the weekend. So again, I'll be back here 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelly Marie Lucas. Shelly Marie is one word. Don't let my mom haunt you. You can also find me on YouTube and TikTok and across the social media board. All right. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Older sibling Muddy and whoever that mystery third person and fourth person were for a while. Thank you for popping on. Have a great day.